Michael Jackson, king of pop. One of the most successful and popular entertainers in music history, Jackson began his musical career as a child, performing with his brothers in Jackson 5 before going solo in 1971. The Jackson 5 had numerous hits, including ABC and I'll Be There. After releasing the commercially successful album Off the Wall in 1979, he released Thriller in 1982, which became the best-selling album of all time with over 65 million copies sold and contained such hits as Billie Jean, Beat It, and the title track. August 29, 1958, June 25, 2009, aged 50, cause of death, cardiac arrest. Giselle Salandi, Trinidadian professional boxer, Joannette Giselle Ife Salandi, was born on the 25th of January 1987 in Siparia in southern Trinidad. Her mother Maureen died when Giselle was 11 years old. She then resided with Ivy Corian, who raised her until she was 14 years old. She attended St. Bridget's Girls RC School, Penal Junior Secondary School, and then Fyzabad Composite School. She had two siblings, Josanne and Joel. The 25th of January 1987, the 4th of January 2009, age 21. Cause of death, motor vehicle collision. Russ Conway, Canadian-American actor Conway, was born in Bristol, England. He won a scholarship to Bristol Cathedral Choir School and, after leaving school at 14, was largely self-taught on piano during a 3-year term in a Borstal detention center for stealing from his employers. Mine-sweeping flotilla for distinguished service operations during the relief of Greece, 1944-45, cause of death, cancer. Ingemar Johansson, boxer. Ingemar Johansson was a Swedish professional boxer known for his surprise victory against Floyd Patterson in 1959, with which he won the World Heavyweight Championship. This made him the first European to take the title from an American since 1933. While Johansson twice held the European heavyweight title, 1956, 1958, 1962, 1963, Patterson that made him an international star and a household name in Sweden. September 22, 1932, January 30, 2009, aged 76, cause of death, complications following pneumonia. Paul Harvey, American radio host, Paul Harvey Orant, September 4, 1918, February 28, 2009, was an American radio broadcaster for ABC News Radio. He broadcast news and comment on mornings and middays on weekdays and at noon on Saturdays, and also his famous The Rest of the Story segments. From 1951 to 2008, his programs reached as many as 24 million people per week. Paul Harvey News was carried on 1,200 radio stations, on 400 American Forces network stations, and in 300 newspapers. September 4th, 1918, February 28th, 2009, aged 90. The cause of death has not been announced. Natasha Richardson, actress. Natasha Richardson was a member of the English Redgrave acting dynasty. Her mother was the actress Vanessa Redgrave, her father the director and producer Tony Richardson. Richardson achieved considerable success herself, both on stage and screen. She won acclaim in 1993 for Eugene O'Neill's play Anna Christie, and in 1998 won a Tony Award for playing Sally Bowles in Cabernet. May 11th, 1963, March 18th, 2009, aged 45, cause of death, traumatic brain injury. Clive Granger. Economist Clive Granger was a British economist who won the Nobel Prize in Economic Sciences in 2003. He shared the award with Robert F. Engel for their use of statistical methods in the analysis of time series data. Granger's contribution, known as Granger causality, has become a standard tool for testing causal relationships in economic data. September 4th, 1934, May 27, 2009, aged 74, cause of death, cancer. Farrah Fawcett, actress. Farrah Fawcett was one of the original cast of TV crime drama Charlie's Angels, alongside Jaclyn Smith and Kate Jackson. She left the series in a shock move after one season and was replaced by Cheryl Ladd. Before Charlie's Angels, Fawcett was already famous as the subject of the best-selling poster of all time, which sold 12 million copies. The shot of her in a swimsuit highlighted her famous blonde, wavy hair. February 2, 1947, June 25, 2009, aged 62, cause of death, cancer. Johannes Mario, Austrian writer. He was born in Vienna and grew up in Austria and England. He was trained as a chemical engineer and worked in research from 1943 to the end of World War II. After the end of the war, he worked as a translator for the American military government and published reviews and stories in the Vienna Welt am Abend. The 7th of April 1924, the 1st of January 2009, aged 84, cause of death, cancer. Robert McNamara, U.S. Secretary of Defense. Robert McNamara was an American businessman who served as the 8th Secretary of Defense for the United States, initially under President John F. Kennedy, and then, following his assassination in 1963, under President Lyndon B. Johnson. He holds the distinction of having served in this office for 7 years, the longest of any in that role. June 9, 1916, July 6, 2009, age 93. Walter Cronkite broadcast, best known as anchorman for the CBS Evening News for 19 years, 1962-81. Also well known for his departing catchphrase, "And that's the way it is." November 4, 1916 to 2009, age 92. Cause of death, cerebrovascular disease. Corazon Aquino, 11th President of the Philippines, named the Mother of Philippine Democracy. Aquino was the first woman to become President of the Philippines and the most prominent figure of the 1986 People Power Revolution that toppled the 20-year authoritarian rule of Ferdinand Marcos. January 25, 1933, August 1, 2009, age 76, cause of death, colon cancer. Kim Dae-jung, 8th President of South Korea. Kim Dae-jung was a South Korean politician and activist, best known as the 8th President of South Korea, and for winning the Nobel Peace Prize in 2000. He is the only Korean to have won the Nobel Prize, which he received for his work promoting democracy and reconciliation with North Korea. January 8, 1924, August 18, 2009, aged 85, cause of death, cancer. Ted Kennedy, U.S. Senator Kennedy, was an American lawyer and senator from the Kennedy family, younger brother to John F. Kennedy and Robert F. Kennedy, and father of Patrick J. Kennedy. He was senator for Massachusetts from 1962 until death in 2009, a total of 49 years. Ted Kennedy is known, of the two more famous Kennedy brothers, for his involvement in the Chappaquiddick incident, in which a car he was driving was involved in an accident that ended with the death of his passenger, Mary Jo Kopechne. February 22, 1932, August 25, 2009, age 77, cause of death, brain cancer. Jack Kramer, tennis player, won the Wimbledon men's single title in 1947 and the U.S. Open men's singles in 1946 and 1947. August 1, 1921 to 2009, aged 88, cause of death, cancer. Mary Travers, folk singer. Mary Travers was a member of the very successful and influential folk group Peter, Paul, and Mary that also included Peter Yarrow and Noel Paul Stookey. The trio released their first album, Peter, Paul, and Mary, in 1962, and continued to release albums until their breakup in 1970. Some of their most famous songs include Puff the Magic Dragon, Bob Dylan's Blowin' in the Wind, and their version of John Denver's Leaving on a Jet Plane, November 9, 1936, September 16, 2009, age 72, cause of death, leukemia. William Safire, political columnist. He is best known as a longtime syndicated political columnist for the New York Times and the author of On Language in the New York Times Magazine. December 17, 1929 to 2009, aged 79, cause of death, pancreatic cancer. Jennifer Jones actress, The Song of Bernadette, 1943, Since You Went Away, 1944, and Love is a Many-Splendored Thing, 1955. March 2, 1919, December 17, 2009, aged 90, cause of death, natural causes,